Hey everyone, here with another video. I've made at least 3 videos so far talking about a couple things that I've been feeling, a couple thoughts that I've been having. I've given my own perspective on certain things. So I have with me here my little brother. I figured it would be a nice idea to kind of give somebody from a different age group the opportunity to kind of talk about the same things that I've been talking about, get a different perspective on certain things from someone of a different age. So I figured maybe, what's the best way to do it besides my little brother? So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, your name and your age.
I am Ethan. I'm 14.
Okay. So for a lot of people, this is my little brother. We grew up together before I moved out, before I got married and everything like that. My kids are about the same age as him. I left when they were pretty young, so to be perfectly honest, I really don't know much about my little brothers. They've grew up, with my dad and my mom, so I kind of missed out on a lot from what they grew up with and a lot of their experiences growing up. So hopefully this could be, pretty informative, and hopefully we can, really get some good information to share. So in one of my videos, I talked about, my faith. I talked about God. I talked about miracles. In another video, I talked about self-healing, kind of like mental health things. Talked about, going through hurt and forgiveness, and everything of the sort, how people can try to get through it, the ups, the downs of it, and everything like that. So, in my experience, I grew up not really believing in God too much. I grew up in church, kind of like how you guys did now. I grew up in church, but I never really believed in it too much. I went through a really, really tough period when I was growing up where I didn't really believe in God. And, that played a lot into my adulthood. I remember there was a point in, my life where I started to try to believe, but then something happened where it completely threw me off track. And I stopped believing, stopped going to church and everything like that. But then it seems like that there's always ups and downs when it comes down to faith, right? You have moments where you believe, and then you have moments where you don't believe. So what is your opinion on faith? What is your own personal views on faith, church, God, everything of the sort?
Well, I think that, like, if you want to, like, stay committed into, like, faith and stuff, like, you have to, like, go to church consistently. You got to be involved in church and whatnot, like, things like that. And, like, you might lose faith or whatever, like, by maybe, like, you're going through a rough time in your life and, like, maybe you're praying or you're asking God for stuff, like, I don't know, whatever's happening, and, like, you just kind of want it and there.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, God has his own time for stuff, his timing is perfect on everything. So maybe people just stop having faith because, like, they're not getting that answer right away, but, like, you got to keep being consistent and stuff like that.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay. Do you feel like there was ever a point in your life where you felt like maybe you kind of lost faith, or do you think your faith has been kind of consistent? Or I guess I should say, when was the moment in your life where you feel like you really started to believe?
Well, I think I started believing back when we went to the old church.
Okay.
Before we went to our new one.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, because I don't know, something I guess just touched me,
Okay.
Had that faith ever since consistently.
Was it something specific to you? Something specific to maybe what you were feeling at the time, something you were going through, or do you think it was just something different? Maybe the atmosphere, maybe the relationships that people had within church. what was it to you that made it relevant to you?
I think it was just like the atmosphere and how like everything was going on and stuff like that.
Okay.
You know, the atmosphere kind of, I don't know, I guess it felt like a presence or something in the
Okay.
room, you know, kind of just touched me and, you know, in a way that I guess gave faith, brought me into church more.
Okay. I know, as you know, at the old church, me and Sue and the kids, we used to go to church with you guys. I don't know if you remember, but me and Sue got baptized on New Year's Eve at the old church. So I know and I remember what that was like for us, you know. So for you, what makes you consistent with your faith?